It's our first Fast Five after a long break, and I'm begging you to vote for Shepherd Warrior so we can tell the story of Jesus's sister. No, really, it's the Sexy Nun origin story. Just please vote for Shepherd Warrior.
And I'm going to ask you to vote for Gravity Plan. Did you know gravity's going to stop for 7 seconds in a couple months? Don't worry. We have a plan, but you got to vote for it.
Baby, that movie, baby, that movie, baby, that movie, yeah. Baby, that movie, baby, that movie, baby, that movie, yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen, clones, stranded time travelers, and shed family, welcome to Fast Five 37 again.
That's right, folks. If you're staring at your podcast app, feeling a heavy dose of deja vu, don't adjust your tracking. We are officially remaking Fast Five 37.
Months ago, we did Fast Five 37. We picked a beer, we promised you a feature film, but the real world attacked us like a cone goblin in a freshly sanitized brewery. Life happened, adulthood got in the way, that sort of stuff, and that feature film was lost to the ether.
So we burned the tapes, wiped the slate clean, and decided to start over. If you want the deep emotional lore of where we've been, go listen to our What's Happening? We Didn't Die episode that dropped the other week. But today we're back in the Untappd trenches.
5 brand new beers, 5 brand new movie pitches, and absolutely no guarantees that my brain still knows how to formulate a 3-act structure. Harrison, are you ready to rewrite our own history?
I've got my time-traveling Honda hatchback idle in the driveway, John. Let's get weird.
Let's take a trip back in time to last week's winning feature. Was it a masterpiece or a mistake?
Before we get into this week's Fast Five, let's recap last week's Vault feature from the Vault, Juice Above the Clouds.
Oh, baby. We came back, Johnny. We came back with a fury, with like a bat out of hell. We really.
Is bat out of hell a poop term?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's bat out of hell is when you shit your pants on a jungle gym. Get me out of here.
I was at the playground, dropped a couple bat out of hells before I had to leave. They kicked me out. I'm 37.
That's right. That's why I'm in the military academy now. Did a bat out of the hell, the church playground. Okay, so sure, it's a thing. But regardless, I had a blast with Juice Above the Clouds. I hope you all out there did as well. I have some thoughts about it. Let's see. What are those thoughts?
Yeah.
First of all, something that I think we have been doing a good job of, but I always want to try to do it more, is pulling in more of the Beer Me That Movie lore, this universe we've all built and contributed to together, into more of the feature films. And we absolutely did that last week with the Loggerstani Air Pirates, with the Sexy Nun, of course, with Nugget Nectar. So I was happy to get to revisit things we had fun with in the past in a different way and continue to build this really goofy world. And I hope it's feeling more complete and connected to all of you guys listening. But that was cool to like add more to it.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. Thinking back when you told me that we were dropping the steroids and we were going to find Nugget Nectar in the play. And like when I saw that happen, that was really cool because it makes a lot of sense. Like Nugget Nectar wouldn't exist anywhere else except for Beer Me That Movie, and it's the perfect play. Wasn't Nugget Nectar originally like little John Cena was born from that? Yeah, like,
Chicken John Cena. That's right. A chicken man.
It was
John
such
Cena
a beautiful
man.
tie-in. Where are the Air Pirates from? Of course, Loggerstani. I'm glad I snuck the Sexy Nun on you.
I wonder if we didn't even mean to do this, but I've realized we did it. So far, the only things that can be born of a Nugget Nectar conceived egg are wrestlers. It's been Rhett, and it's been Rhett the Wrestler and John Cena.
It was a really popular movie recently about The Rock and his dad.
That's
and
right.
They did not have any nuggets, chicken, eggs, or anything else that would make it real.
Yeah, but golly. So maybe that's tied into the lore. Maybe there'll be more small wrestlers.
All wrestlers
out of
are
eggs.
Chickens.
Gosh, that's how they get so jacked, the Nugget Nectar. Anyway, so that's hilarious. Yes, little chicken John Cena. We had little chicken Rhett punch his way to freedom at the end. If you stayed past the credits last week, that was fun. What else did I like about it? we've had fun. We've done, gosh, at least 2 features in a plane now with Killer Bees.
Yep.
And then Juice Above the Clouds. That's a fun movie type. In the 90s, it was all
every
the
other
rage.
week. Yeah, Passenger 57,
right.
Con Air, Air Force One.
Exactly right. What was the one with Wesley Snipes?
Passenger 57.
That the one? Okay.
John Cutter.
Right. Thank you. So, yeah.
There's probably others too.
I wish I could remember them now, but I can't. And there are a few every once in a while. I saw one. Oh, man.
Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on a Plane. A couple years ago about a vampire on a plane. This is very good.
Yep. That one actually was better than you would have thought.
Yeah, I liked it. Wish I could remember the name of it, but anyway.
Vampire on a Plane.
Vampire on a Plane.
If they didn't name it that, they're dumb.
Idiots. This is how you do marketing. This is marketing 101. So that's cool. I love those movies. We grew up watching them. And we got to do another one. So that was cool. I'm glad we got to just keep building into that part of the corner of the movie world. The Sexy Nun coming back. I mean, there was a lot to like. I think we came back and really jumped into the deep end of what Beer Me That Movie is. It was goofy, over the top, tons of references and stuff we've talked about before. But a lot of heart, right? At the end, spoiler alert, Rhett doesn't make it, but he saves the world and changes his legacy, which that kind of just happened in that story. We made a little light of it a little bit at the end, but there is probably some fable out there about how, all it takes is one good act to redeem a life of mediocrity.
I think that's the story of the Bible.
Right, there you go. I think that's right. That's what it is. Thank you, John. That's where I've heard that before. I've heard of that book, the Bible. How'd you say it?
You can find them in Louisville.
A lot of hotels have them just there for free. I've got a whole collection of them from all my various stays. But so that's fun that we got to do that, and that's the world Rhett's daughter grows up in now. Is not one where Rhett has been washed up nothing, but Rhett literally saved the planet from destruction. Certainly Louisville. I don't know how much the government reveal about the Loggerstani Air Pirates, the Nugget Nectar, and the world could have ended, but we know, so that was cool, and his daughter will know the legend that he is.
I'd like to think that little girl on the plane that he saved will end up. She's going to Louisville as well, so I think she ends up being friends with Rhett's real daughter, and shares that's how Rhett's daughter gets to hear the real story of how he saved the world.
That's good.
I think the point you made about that one good act redefining a mediocre, washed up, semi-pro wrestler with an asterisk IMDb page and just rewriting the whole thing into he lit up the room every time.
Smelled like hell, but
it's so accurate. I liked that we included more aspects of the universe, and I like doing that one from the vault and getting to see there was a lot of votes that was really cool. I like that we ask you to vote on Instagram, which we will do after this Fast Five. Correct. But the vault felt more special.
Yeah, I love the vault. I hope if you guys haven't visited, you'll go check it out, vote for some more beers so we can do this more. But yeah, I love the vault. The vault's such a cool idea, I think, and but we don't use it enough. So now we've done 2 vault features. We'll do more, as we mentioned last episode. But yeah, it's cool to use that thing. So I don't know, a lot to like. I enjoyed it. I think the story worked. We could always do more poop jokes.
Definitely should have done more poop.
But hopefully the image of just a giant blue shit covered chicken man huffing his own excrement fumes as he fights a bunch of people on an airplane. I hope that's hilarious. That's hilarious to me. If you're not crying, laughing, just a Jack Dog the Bounty Hunter looking person.
I really think Dog the Bounty Hunter is the only person that could ever play Rhett the Wrestler.
Or maybe his wife Beth could.
That's Nugget Nectar, dog.
That's exactly right. God, my God, Dog got even bigger. No, that's his wife. Oh my God. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. And yeah, that has been one, Juice Above the Clouds, since we did it in the Fast Five, that I was like, it was the top of my list too. So I'm glad it was for you guys as well. And you voted on it. We got to do it. We did it.
And now it's done. And now that we're all, I guess, nostalgic for Rhett and wrestling, if you don't watch wrestling on TV, congratulations, you're more grown up than me. Yeah. But it's really not as good as it used to be. But anyways, maybe take a look once in a while, see what's going on, realize that you were in the golden era of wrestling and it's just crap now. But what I'm excited about is Harrison walking us through the liquid inspiration that's going to power us through this reboot.
As it always does. All right, so it's time for Beer of the Week. We'll jump right into it.
Like a wise old brewmaster, we're about to sip and let the inspiration flow.
From our favorites, Sierra Nevada, we got a new beer from them. It's called Citra Little Thing. It's part of their kind of hazy little thing series. It's a New England style IPA, 7.5%, supposedly 25 IBUs, but I think it tastes a little bit more. And it's all about celebrating the Citra hop. And as Sierra Nevada says, layering vibrant notes of orange grapefruit into a remarkable silky brew, citrusy smooth, and perfect for any season. Grab it while you can. So I always grab their new little things because I think they do a really good job. And John and I are going to enjoy this one. John's already ahead of me.
John's already enjoyed some. I took a sip and I felt that when you said more than 25 IBU, like it dries your mouth out, but then it quickly comes back and like washes it over with. I got a lot of like grapefruit, orange,
it's
but
so
it's
much. It's the pithy. I love Citra hops.
yes.
That pith. This is great. It's good. It's better than I remember the first time I had it. So this was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada. Big brewery. They distribute, I think, everywhere in the United States and beyond, but family owned.
Yep.
And reliable. That's when I see a Sierra Nevada beer, I'm like, okay, cool. That's going to give me what I expect. It's good. It's better than regular.
Yes.
And I don't have to guess on it.
Yes, I love it. I love that they exist, and that, as you said, they're so reliable. I can get whatever they make, and 99% of the time be like, this was the right choice. This is exactly what I wanted, and maybe even a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. So they delivered again with this one. But as always, this isn't the beer we're going to make a movie about. Tonight, it's going to power us as we jump through Untappd in the Fast Five, which we'll do in a moment. But first,
take a look real quick. We've been gone for a while, but some things never change, and we still don't run ads on this show. But we are featuring a sponsor.
Ooh.
This episode is sponsored by the Nintendo Entertainment System video game Kung Fu.
Huh?
When I was a young kid,
Yes.
one of my friends let me borrow the video game called Kung Fu. It was 8-bit. It was Nintendo.
Oh.
That's how old I am. But it was life-changing. Like, you weren't just Mario jumping on stuff. You could kick, you could punch, you could jump kick. There was a big boss at the end of one of the levels that was really hard to fight, and you had to save a princess or a kung fu girl or whatever. But like, you were dressed in a kung fu outfit. And you got to kick people. Like, now you could play Diablo and Call of Duty and stuff, and it's like realistic. But like kung fu, life changing. If you know what I'm talking about, you also should appreciate that blessed moment in your life.
Hell yeah.
Did you play Kung Fu, Harrison?
I didn't, John, but now I feel like I missed out because I was all about jumping on top of mushrooms with Mario, but kicking, that would have been a trip to see
punch,
that.
But the punch was so worthless. It was just a short little but the kick was like, and you would go, pyaw, 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 every time you kicked.
Sure he would.
So your mom would know you were playing Kung Fu, and you'd have to be like, no, I'm just borrowing it from a friend. I don't own this game.
That's right. Don't worry, Mom. I'll do my homework eventually.
Anyways, this episode sponsored by that specific game. Hopefully it elicits a memory in your head, or like Harrison makes you want to check it out. But now it's time for something more exciting than even 8-bit Kung Fu. Now it's time for Fast Five number 37 remake, which means we got to get on Untappd.
Let's do it.
First beer of the night and episode Fast 537 remake, and back after the break and all that stuff, we landed on a Goldie. Second Shift Brewing made this beer, checked in by Seth, called A Good Match.
A good match.
Let's workshop this one.
First of all, a good, truer words. I mean, a good, I've blown through a lot of dud matches that's puff, and now it's just a cheap piece of wood. It's good to have a good match, a lucky match.
I went right to dating, but I like where you're more pragmatic in this approach.
So do I. I mean, so did I, John. I mean, also, a good match could be a movie about two star-crossed lovers, except the woman is accused of being a witch and about to be burned at the stake.
Okay, so it's just like 100 years ago?
Right. Or I was trying to think, how could we do it modern time where you get matched with like a woman on an app, and then, but they're still burning witches. So maybe it has to be 100 years ago. I wish we could combine the worlds.
We could make it 20 years in the future where women just get burned at the stake.
Here we go. Everything what's old is new again. Good job, John. Oh God.
If they're not married by age 25,
right,
then they get burned.
They could get,
if you're not married by 25, we burn you. You're off. You're done.
It's just like Handmaid's
Yeah,
Tale.
there's no need for old women in America 2050.
Lord. So there's a panic of all these 24-year-old women who are trying to find their match. And so because of that, it's become a lot of guys get duped by a lot of women's talking a lot of talk.
24-year-old girl tell you she'll do anything, but she won't.
So there's that going on. But then also we're trying to save these women. And maybe there's a group of guys who are like trying to do the right thing. And
the good matchers?
Right, the good matchers, they're called secretly. They meet in secret in the bottom of whatevers and pool halls and people's basements and hang out in recliners and talk about how they're going to save all these women. And it's your turn, Johnny, you got to be matched. Or Seth, you got to take the next match. And he's terrified. And it's that story of how do they fake fall in love, real fall in love. And then the government finds out it's a scam. She's really 37 or whatever, you know.
Are the good matchers, like, are they sort of an insurgency where they save these 24-and-a-half-year-old women from getting burned, and then they like throw themselves on the pyre and say like, well, not literally, but like, I'll take this match so we don't burn her.
Right.
And then, okay, that's cool. They're saving a woman, but then what's their like goal? Do they want to upset this practice where women can live now to be 27 before they're married? Do they have an agenda?
Right.
Or is it just we saved a girl, we did good?
I think, yeah, as far right now, my mind is, yeah, that's you save one life, you save them all type thing. Like that's kind of as deep as they've gotten. But maybe there's also like kind of an Underground Railroad aspect where it's like, well, I can have 25 wives if I want. So they're kind of marrying them and then sending them away somewhere safer.
Is it safer or is it a work camp?
So we could have levels. There could be betrayals and twists, and the good matchers are really part of a secret underground society.
The women don't want to get burned at the stake for turning 25.
Sure.
But they also don't want to marry someone that works in the textile industry. Because if that happens, you just end up getting shipped off to Idaho where you work and make shirts for him to sell to other men. Like all the men have really nice shirts.
Yes.
And it's because of him and his multiple wives.
That's right.
So the women have to be careful not to end up with a good matcher.
Oh, okay. So maybe there's a bit of that too with the good matchers. Are right. Using them basically indentured servants to make fancy shirts. I like this. We've got enough here, I think. To make something of it.
If we do that, either way this goes, I think the idea of like fire ending some regime, some oppressive regime, fire started from a match. Like we could work that into somewhere in Act 3. Where like we take the phrase "good match" being romantic, if you will, and then turn it into like a good match will save us all.
Right, something like that. And we don't need to steal from Children of Men, but maybe it is like the world is dying, people can't have babies. That we could add that element to it, where like if they can, and they think if we can find the one woman who can bring back humanity, then we can take back the power and blah blah blah. I don't know. She's
a birther,
right? You say her name is Bertha? Oh, she's a birther. She can make humans with her vagina. What? How old are you?
Well, we tend to go there, but I like it. Like all humans are lab created in this world.
Right. Or they're just no more, like everyone's getting older and stuff, which maybe would make women more valuable. I don't know why they're killing them. Whatever. But
a lot of specifics to work out, but
yeah, that never stopped us before. We can always say just because, or dive deep into the weeds and figure it out. But I like this. I like the saving, the good match, the pun, the future. Oh God.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's something like this, obviously, but let's be prepared. Maybe we can offer a tale here that has some logistical,
let's be prepared just in case we want kind of a preview. I like that. Beer number 1, good match. Thanks for the check-in, Seth. For beer number 2, this was checked in by Stuart, made by Gigantic Brewing Company, and called Sassy Pony.
Sassy Pony.
Brewers got to work hard to come up with names. I'm sure Sassy Horse and Sassy Donkey have already been run.
Yeah.
So we got, if Sassy Pony doesn't exist 5 different times, I'm impressed. But my first thought was Sassy Pony. There's a man who, you know how like people have trust funds for their pets?
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't say for sure, but it's like enough of a story where like the rich woman dies and she has millions of dollars, but she leaves it to her cat, and someone has to like prove that they're taking care of her cat, and then the cat gets like a $25,000 a week allowance for good food, and you get a little stipend for taking care of the cat.
All right. Yep. I see where we're going.
So
got it.
This guy, his granduncle, passes away
as they do,
and leaves this trust for his pony.
Got it.
The pony's name is probably not Stuart, who checked in the beer. Stuart will be the caretaker. But so he leaves the pony, and no one wants to step up and take care of it. But Stuart is hard on his luck, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take. Are you kidding? I get $5,000 a week to take care of the pony. I'm in." Right. So he signs up for it. He accepts the will and testament, and he's now the caretaker of this sassy pony. And every week, a vet has to come check the pony's health levels, or Stuart loses the money.
Yep.
Is that a movie?
Yes, absolutely. But now something has to happen. Like Sassy Pony has to is a sassy pony.
Yeah,
it's difficult for Stuart to wrangle and control. And one day, Stuart leaves the door open, and Sassy Pony escapes. And it's like the day the vet comes to check after she's left. And so Stuart has 1 week to find this pony, and of course enlists the help of local pony detective Sandra McBean and
Sandy McBean.
And they, get in his PT Cruiser and are trying to find Sassy Pony around town, around the country. It could be like a road trip movie, a private eye movie.
They bump into like this illicit nightclub, and people are like, yeah, actually there was kind of a, I mean, it was a pony that came in the other day. Right. We thought it was part of the late night show, but
this pony's trying to get, maybe it's across, the pony's trying to get somewhere. Maybe we learn it's like, the field it was born in, or the first place it met the granduncle that died. There's
maybe the granduncle didn't even die.
Ooh,
maybe the granduncle ascended.
It's blowing a whistle that only Sassy Pony could hear and cause Sassy Pony to escape. That could be a fun twist as well, where he's trying to disappear from society, but keep his wealth, of course, but had to find this weird loophole. And Stuart jumped in the middle of his perfect plan, where he's going to dress up like Mrs. Doubtfire and show up as the pony caretaker and just live invisibly. But now he has to pivot. This granduncle who didn't die, but something like that. But it could be adventure. We've got the mistaken identities happening. We've got a pony, money on the line. It could be a goofy Pink Panther style Knives Out whodunit movie, maybe even.
What if the vet comes, gives the pony bill of health, Stuart gets his money, and then the next morning the pony is dead.
Oh Christ! Okay.
And if he goes and he reads the trust or the will or whatever, and he's like, if I can't prove that this pony was murdered, I lose out on all the money. So instead of the adventure, he's like, he's got to hire Sandy McBean, the real detective. We got to figure out who killed my pony. Maybe it was Stuart.
Maybe it was Stuart.
Maybe there's something about Stuart we don't know. Sorry, Stuart.
But the sassy pony had to go. But how do we keep, is Stuart good? Is Stuart bad? How do we save Stuart? Do we want to save Stuart? Do we want to find the killer? Of course. Is the pony really dead? All questions we can answer in the feature film version of Sassy Pony.
The pony was killed by his granduncle as a test. And if Stuart's willing to give his soul to the pony, then he inherits unimaginable wealth. Maybe not. That's pushing it a little too far, but
the wealth is gone. He's invested in 9,000 sassy ponies.
You now can have my whole farm.
I hope you like scooping shit. It always comes back to shit.
Make sure you braid their ponytails.
Or they'll hunt you in your sleep.
I guess that works for Sassy Pony. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
A lot of unknowns, but that's what happens in the Fast Five. We're going to go to beer number 3. So for beer number 3, we landed on one checked in by Greg K, made by Hopfly, one of Harrison's favorite breweries, and it's called Gravity Plan.
Yes, thank you, Greg. Greg has great taste. I love Hopfly.
I don't know where to go.
I love
There
Gravity.
is gravity and there is plans, but I don't see how they're connected.
All right, maybe John, maybe you saw this earlier in the year, but there was this fun conspiracy theory that was floating around the internet that said something like, and I'll get the date wrong, so Google it, but like in September 12th of this year, some supernova is going to go close to our solar system, blah, 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 and we're going to lose gravity on planet Earth for 7 seconds. And the government's not telling you about it because of the mass chaos. But you got to know that on this day, at this time, be somewhere that you can hold on to something because the gravity's going away for 7 seconds. That's
a long. If you jump right before that happened,
you're gone.
You are dead when the gravity comes back.
I mean, if you're outside, if you sneeze. So my wife and I already had that. We're just gonna be inside, holding on to something that's
We
attached
got at
to
least
the
a
ground.
roof to hold you down.
Exactly right. That exists. That conspiracy theory exists. And this movie could happen this year, and it starts out with exactly that, and this viral post going around and everybody dismissing it as ridiculous, and physicists chiming in, and that's not how the gravity works. All this bullshit. Well, at the same time, and here's where the movie is, a small group of jewel thieves.
Great.
Have hatched a plan.
Of course. What else? It's the best time to do it.
Exactly. So the movie is them building a plan.
Plus, I know you love heists.
To steal the crown jewels, whatever, the Hope Diamond in this 7-second window. They know if they pick the right person, the right team, the distance between the door and the laser grid,
the pressure
and
plate
the Hope
won't
Diamond,
be working.
Exactly right. This is their time to steal the Hope Diamond. And so that's the third act. That's the last 7 minutes of the movie, is that part. The movie will make is mostly like building the team, betrayals, the dynamic, the conspiracy theory, the underground Illuminati puppet network that knows the real story, and maybe there's a larger plan.
The guy that doesn't understand gravity, who's like,
bankrolling,
guys, I'm just going to wear heavy boots.
Right. Mass doesn't matter. You idiot. So a lot of goofy jokes we can make. But that's what I'm seeing. I don't have many of the finer details there, but the gravity plan is this. They have 7 seconds to change their lives or the world end. Whatever, so we can have fun with the poster.
I love the gravity plan, the 7 seconds of no gravity on the planet Earth.
Right. What do you do?
I want so many stories about
I know, exactly. And it
there's
could be anything.
There's a guy in California that runs a sex dungeon who's like so booked out. He's got people out. He's like, I'll give $20 million for 7 seconds of anti-gravity.
Coming to the dildo room. We got 20 dildos on the ceiling.
But knowing that I wouldn't be able to pick, and it would just be a whole movie about what could happen.
Right. What is everyone doing with these 7 seconds? So my first thought, because I love heist movies, you're right, was like a jewel heist, an art heist, a bank robbery, whatever. How can some criminal enterprise use this to gain an edge? Maybe it's something more altruistic, but I like this idea of some group of, riffraff that are misunderstood, outcasts.
We have to figure out too, like what those 7 seconds of no gravity would do for the world as a whole. We don't have to become scientists, but
Sure.
like, does that stop all the computers from working?
Right.
Does
All the watches? I don't know. The airplanes. Woo.
If anyone's not watching, that was the saddest sneeze I've done in my life.
God bless you. Mine takes the roof off the house every time I do it. But so we got these 7 seconds, and we've got a master plan to hatch. And it's us figuring that out. So again, I don't have tons of details, but that's what I'm seeing, John. Those are the broad.
I'm excited about Gravity
strokes.
Plan, and I had no idea, but you sold me on that conspiracy theory.
Gravity
I want to know if it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I want to
me
make sure
too.
I'm ready for it.
I already forgot about it. I probably should put that in my calendar of the date it's supposed to happen at the time.
That'll be the one time I go outside and jump this whole year.
I'll probably be pooping during it and just be covered in my own shit and water.
Juice above the clouds.
Juice above the clouds. That's right. What do we do with all the water in our toilets? I should probably flush and shut the water off.
I mean, you
I've
would
got
think
some
it doesn't
things
just
to
start
do.
floating because gravity's gone. Like, do it have to be
someone
some
was like,
force
we're on
that
a
acted on
planet.
it?
The planet's gravity isn't gonna like maybe the planet wiggle if it's true
But I
at
think
all.
if it's going to happen, there has to be a mass that's larger than Earth.
Right, exactly.
That flows really close to
Exactly.
Earth.
That would be
Which,
bigger
yeah, we would
problems.
lose gravity, but we'd probably also lose like our
everything.
orbital axis, and a lot of other bad shit would happen.
Yes.
But some 7 people would have the Hope Diamond that didn't have it before.
That's right. As the Earth's crust explodes, they'd have a rock.
There's tidal waves in Nebraska.
Exactly right. We did it. Oh my God, we're all dead. Look at there's a volcano floating towards us. We're all dead.
We'll figure that out. Maybe it's just anti-gravity. Maybe that's what's happening. It's bigger than Earth gravity. It's just anti-gravity coming to Earth.
There could be that fun Armageddon scientist scene that re-explains what's actually going to happen.
Yep. It's different than everyone that's trained in science would think.
It's not what
different.
you think's going to happen. It's a sign. So anyway, the gravity plan. What the plan is, we don't know. But if you want to know, vote for it for the Fast Five.
Perfect setup. We're getting ready for beer number 4. We just stumbled across a beer we're not going to try and turn into a movie, but we saw it's checked in by Wish You Were Beer Show, and we wanted to let everyone know that Wish You Were Beer Show is another podcast that has an Untappd channel. They do a weekly live beer show with episodes on Thursdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube. So
which is why they're checking it in now.
If check them out if you've never heard of them, like us, although we're already friends on Untappd, which means they're probably cool people, and they just decided to start a show. Bravo. Thanks for the check-in. For beer number 4, I have one from Alex N, made by Five Stones Artisan Brewery, called Shepherd Warrior.
Warrior.
I'll set this up for us, Harrison.
Let's do it.
It is a fictional retelling of the Bible where Jesus is a warrior.
Jesus is a warrior, which he wasn't. Yeah, right. So this is jacked Jesus with a sword, punching Romans in the face.
Disciple gang.
The shepherd were terrifying the sheep and his flock.
He's a winemaker, wine distributor, wine producer. The whores love him.
That's right. He's cornered the wine market.
He's in all the
It's
vices.
in my blood. This whole lake could be wine, boys. Wine, everyone loves wine. So he becomes kind of the first mafioso man, this shepherd warrior.
I mean, I
different
think
timeline.
it'd be hard to make this movie because we'd upset like
Everyone.
58% of Americans, 70% of Americans that are older than me.
That's true.
So there'd be a
can take a
lot of
different
like
path.
you can't do that to Jesus, and I understand.
Even though we already had baby demon, baby God and baby devil fight each other.
Yeah,
But I agree. That's fine. We could probably take a different route and do something different with the shepherd, the warrior theme. Maybe feed it more into Beer Me That Movie verse.
okay. It's just a Loggerstani boy.
Right. It's just
Any boy grown up in Lagerstein.
every boy's born in the sheep and the hop fields in Lagerstan. They're forced to dance before they can crawl, before they can walk. It's just the Loggerstani way. But how about this? Instead of it being about Jesus, we'll go back 2,000 Christmases ago to the birth of Jesus and the 3 wise men and the star and all that stuff. But I say at the same time, in a different manger on the other side of town, another woman, Joseph's side piece, who also
Not a
was
virgin.
somehow immaculate, or not a virgin. Right. Maybe it's a bad conception. Maybe Joseph was just kind of tired of hearing his
Joseph
wife
gets
talk
no
about
credit,
how,
right? Like it's Virgin Mary, it's Jesus. Joseph is just like the dude
just
that didn't
dealing.
bang Mary.
He's dealing with he's out there. Definitely not your kid, right, Joseph? God damn it. I can make babies.
I was busy. I was out of town selling rugs.
As I must to feed my family. But so this is same exact time, and this and other manger, a small baby is born as well, but not a boy, but a tiny girl, the unknown until now sister of Jesus, John, the
Half
shepherd
sister.
warrior.
Half sister.
Okay, I guess half. Sure, if we're gonna be technical, right. Joseph was still
But born under the
involved.
same star.
Same star.
3 blocks down in Nazareth.
That's right. That's right. It was a happening night.
It was a different. There was a prepaid manager. Joseph paid for it. He just told the girl to be quiet about it.
I thought you said we bought the room. Oh, no, yeah, not for you.
I just got it for the night. Now I got to take Mary to a different one.
I'm a busy guy. Joseph was very busy. But anyway, so the universe gifted us two beings, two interdimensional celestial beings that day. We all know the story of Jesus, his sister less so, but we can start to tell it. And maybe like the lore is a bit to play into the shepherd warrior name. Jesus was supposed to come around and kind of bring people together. God also knew, John, that sometimes people are dicks and we need an enforcer. Jesus needed someone to sit next to him and say, hey, stop pushing the poor people in the dirt, you douche. And that was the shepherd warrior, his sister. That was her purpose. What she actually did, well, that's the story we tell. But this is where it begins with the shepherd and the shepherd warrior, brother and sister, half sister.
Not shepherdess, but shepherd warrior. A
Yes.
name that she was not a table maker. She was not a carpenter.
Right.
She was not a leader of men. She was the punisher. She was the
Punisher of men.
adjudicator.
Punisher of men. Bend
Does
down,
she-
grab your ankles.
Does she have like adherence to the one and only true God that Jesus did?
Probably.
Would she maybe eventually feel drawn to the nunnery?
I see what you're doing, John.
She'd probably be sexy if she was Jesus' half sister.
Absolutely. Played by peak Uma Thurman. We can figure that out.
Wow.
I think I've said that she's the sexy nun in other movies too. I think she has to be at this point.
Uma Thurman and ScarJo would be the nun
right.
across different times.
That's
I think.
right. It's a good point. I think we said her too. But yeah, so yeah, I love this. This is good. We always said that we never knew when it would happen. That's how this works about that movie, that the origin story of the Sexy Nun was out there waiting for us. Maybe Shepherd Warrior is that story. She starts as like a Valkyrie, essentially, and then graduates, turns into whatever, the Sexy Nun. Forced to pick a different path.
I love this setup, and I might even ask people to vote for it if we can get Marissa Tomei to play the woman that births the shepherd warrior.
Next to a cow and a pig and a bunch of hay. Right, screaming. And
I have to be
pushing.
completely naked to do the birthing scene. That's right, Marissa. It's in your contract.
You signed it. That's right.
Sorry.
It's a real manger.
I don't make any bones about it, okay? You got a crush on Marissa Tomei.
That's right. That's right. As you should. As we all do. As we all do.
Yeah. Don't think I'm weird. Think you're weird for not having
for
one.
not. You are weird for not.
Okay, Shepherd Warrior. Honestly, I like the reframe. Like, my first thought was just Mel Gibson and Jesus, and you reworked it into a viable story where an untold Jesus sibling becomes maybe the Sexy Nun.
Yes.
Origin stories. Okay, that's 4 beers. We got one more we're going to stir up before we end this thing. For beer number 5, this one also comes from Hopfly. They're churning out some good names, and Chip P is the one that checked it in tonight.
Chip.
This one is called Moo At The Moon. It instantly makes me want to stop because it's like Moo at the Moon.
Right.
And then it turns into cows mooing at the moon.
Sure.
And there was like hey diddle diddle, cat and a fiddle, cow jumped over the moon.
Right.
Don't know why.
Classic. Yeah, it's a good because it's 7 seconds of no gravity, John. It's a sign. It's
a gravity plan.
You can fly. That was the moon. That was the
and then he died, and that's where we got hamburgers.
To jump over because he was a cow and understand what he could do with those 7 seconds. Oh my God. Okay.
My first thought, and this is a story, is way back in ancient Mesopotamia, where they had cows domesticated early.
Yep.
One of their beliefs was that the cows would moo, and the last moo of the night is what would call the moon, and that's what would switch the day to the night.
This. Is this Loggerstani? Is this in Loggerstani?
It's in Loggerstani. It's where this myth comes from. They would shepherd sheep, but the domesticated cows were in control of when the night comes.
Absolutely.
And so in this story, something happens. The cows stop mooing. The cows die. Mad cow disease happens. Something happens. There's mystics that are called. There's people rubbing the cows. They can't get the cows to moo. And they're stuck in pure day, which they thought would be great. But the crops are burning. People can't sleep. Their sleep cycles are messed up.
Insanity.
They don't know when to start working and when to stop working.
Oh my gosh.
It's just it starts great and it gets bad. And then the secret is, do we have to get these cows to moo again? I don't know if this is a good movie, but okay. This is why I'm so glad you're here.
It's all about too much of a good thing. It starts out, and maybe it is some plan by the elders in the village. If we can get the cows to stop mooing, we can harvest twice as much hops, malt, which is again the Loggerstani crop.
True.
Like we could, they see the pluses of what a longer day could get them, but then they overcorrect and throw the land into chaos and madness. And it follows Chip, the young stable boy who has a close relationship with some of these cows, who has to kind of work with some other character to figure out what's going on, help the cows, figure out the bigger plan, unseat the elders who are corrupt, and it's an ancient it's a story every young Loggerstani boy and girl hears.
They all know
as they grow up, the Moo at the Moon
cow
story.
Moon. That's why they call it Moo.
But it's a fable. It's all about the virtue.
There's something about. I'll butcher this, but there's something about Israel where the original temple was, and they can't reopen or like rebaptize the temple unless they get a red cow.
Right.
And the cow has to be inspected by a rabbi, and it has to have all red hairs, no white. So now there's like a company in Texas that's trying to breed a cow that will pass, so that this temple can. I'm sure there's probably money involved too, and they have these so like we could even kind of go that route with like like maybe they need a special cow, but
maybe or it could be maybe it could be a investigation in how many myths are just constructed by the powers that be, John, to keep you waiting for the better times while they harvest your time.
Yeah, in the meantime, you're working 24-hour shifts.
That's right.
Growing hops so they don't burn in the 24-hour sunlight. But don't worry, things will get better when the country is
when
rich.
The blue cow shows up. Right, exactly. Ooh, there's a bunch here. There's intrigue, there's betrayal, there's the caste system, there's the history of Loggerstani. Maybe a cone goblin shows up. I'm sure he does.
Definitely. If we're in Loggerstani in the hop fields and then sun never goes down.
That's right. The cone goblins are out even more. I like this. We don't have the whole story. I think we have enough though where we could play with it and see if this young Chip, the stable boy, can save the future of Loggerstani, or if they're all just destined to have sunburns and work until they, pass out in the street. Hopefully not. But I get that. I get how they feel. I get it.
I think I like. We could do the undertones of like. I like your take on like is it conspiracy or is it myth or is it real or is it just what they tell us so that we work harder?
Yep.
And Chip the stable boy is like, look, any cow can moo. We just need to like try kicking him try kicking him when you feel like the sun should go down.
Yeah, rub his kidneys.
He tries to.
That's not where his kidneys are. Hands up. That's not milk. It's a bowl.
I'm just trying to get him to move. I'm so tired.
That's right. I'm grabbing whatever I can right now. It feels like an udder. I'll pull it. Well, I've got the bar for you. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to be had here.
Moo at the Moon. All right. Well, what else did you expect? I think we've officially done it now. The rust is knocked off. This felt pretty fun and simple. 5 beers, 5 pitches. But as always, only 4 will survive to see the Instagram polls.
That's right. It is time for, me basically to drown one of these movie ideas in the bathtub. So let's do a quick recap.
Say drown one of these movie ideas in the bathtub.
I did. As I always do.
Oh God, I wish we had a beer called Single Child. Like only child.
There's only one left. All right, so let's recap these and make a decision. We got to cut 5 down to 4. So what did we stumble through tonight?
They all felt pretty good. We had good match.
That's right.
Which ended up being like women after 25 get burned and guys either good or bad.
Trying to save them, maybe.
Trying to intervene.
Or intervening. Yep.
We had Sassy Pony.
Ooh, Sassy Pony is right. Murdered. I think we ended on murdered pony, maybe. Who done it? Save Stewart's fortune if you can find the murderer within 1 week. So that was fun. That could be a little who done it movie.
Gravity Plan, that I'll say has to stay. That was fun.
Yeah.
7 seconds, no gravity, heist movie. Also scared of when that happens. I want to make sure we get the right date.
We will get you the date.
Stay tuned to Beer Me That Movie. Harrison will get the right date probably before it occurs, and we'll post it in one of the next episodes.
Need to for all of our safety. And then we had Shepherd Warrior. 5 zones after that, which might be the Sexy Nun origin story we've all been waiting for.
Shepherd Warrior was great. Can't get rid of that.
I agree.
And then we ended with Moo at the Moon about, I guess, about a cow. A cow's called the night, and maybe it's just people trying to make us work too hard. Anything that rubs salt in the eyes of people that try and make us work too hard is a story I enjoy telling.
Yeah, me too. All right, so let's keep Moo at the Moon. Let's keep Shepherd Warrior.
For sure.
Let's keep Gravity Plan. So that means between Sassy Pony and Good Match, John.
I'm glad I don't have to make that decision.
I think I liked Good Match. I think we have something there. Sassy Pony was fine too. But I think if I have to pick, if I have to drown someone in the tub, it's going to be a pony. It'll be a big tub. But I'll figure it out. So I think we're going to let Sassy Pony
drown
go.
the pony.
You can always live on in the vault. But we'll keep a Good Match, Gravity Plan, Shepherd Warrior, and Moo at the Moon as the 4 that makes it out alive. And folks, the power is now in your hands. So head over to our Instagram right now and vote for your favorite pitch right now, because we're recording tomorrow. If you're watching this, this comes out. So right now, please go. Don't wait. The winner becomes our official comeback feature film next week.
Don't screw this up, guys. It's democracy, but with beer. Choose wisely.
Thanks again for welcoming us back, you Shedaholics. We missed you. And we're going to see you next Wednesday for a brand new feature that you get to pick. So until then,
peace.
Punch.
Moo at the Moon.
Moo at that moon. Show me your moon.
But really, just pick Shepherd Warrior, please.